Taking a look at Lake Natoma in Folsom. Beautiful morning there, not too cool. Now's the time to get out and exercise or use their 60 miles of trails to walk your dog. There are countless pet products out there to help keep your four-legged friend moving and grooving this summer. So we're asking an expert for the best ways to keep them active and cool for the rest of the season. Especially, we just got done with a couple 100-degree days, and we might have more on the horizon down the pipes. Dr. Kelly Fishman joins us now, specialized veterinarian in sports medicine, and she joins us to break this all down. Let's start with what we were talking during the break here. It's counterintuitive. You'd think that dogs who are fit, maybe because they have all this muscle, get hotter faster, but that's not the case. Explain.
Yeah, so we know that dogs that are strong, that have over winter done a lot of endurance exercises like trotting and have done strength exercises to build muscle, those dogs that are strong and lean are more heat tolerant than the ones that are out of shape and overweight.
Wow.
So I love telling people dog fitness is going to help your dog live longer and do more fun things in the summer too.
No, one of the things that I think is important, I have a golden retriever and she requires a certain amount of exercise or we start losing cushions and shoes. So during the summer we have to do that. We just have to shift everything. And that's a good way to go about it. Mornings, evenings, wherever it's the coolest, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Spot on. Making sure that the pavement isn't too hot, adding water to their food so they just get extra hydration. Those are all good ideas.
When we talk about also walking dogs, that's great for exercise, letting them sniff, that helps with enrichment. But if it's too hot outside, which it often is in Sacramento, how do we get them that exercise, that enrichment? How do we fulfill their exercise needs indoors or maybe in the shade?
Yeah. So glad you asked that, because that's all I do is teach people dog exercises. We have hundreds of exercises to do, strength exercises, jumping exercises, which helps their heart rate, dog squats, push-ups. This dog's doing a little bit of a jumping exercise, which helps with their cardiovascular system and strength. So doing these things is a really good idea, keeps them strong, keeps them fit. Keeping your dog lean is also very important. And then I love talking about smart supplements to keep their muscle healthy, things that are clinically proven to build muscle, like fortitropin, doing things like fish oil. So just stuff that, yeah.
Well, I was going to say, I'm glad you brought the supplements up because when we talk about muscle recovery in the summer, the heat, and this is why you bring this up, correct me if I'm wrong here, the heat can really take a toll on dog muscles, fit or not fit, and that's something that you probably won't notice, but can really be a detriment to the dog.
Absolutely. So, the cold is tough on them as well because in winter, they're stiffer and they're more likely to have injury. Yeah. And then you have that little sweet spot of spring and fall when the weather's perfect, but then you get into summer and, it's a lot harder for them to do the exercises and activities that they want to do. They can't go to the dog park and play as hard just because it's so hot. And it's affecting their ability to, they could get overheated and all kinds of things can kind of happen. And
we were also talking a little bit earlier about playing hide and seek in the house with little treats around and that teach them, hey, this is exciting. My parents get to do this. I'll go find it. And that gets them, surprisingly, a lot of enrichment, a lot of satiation when it comes to exercise.
Yeah, it does. Because dogs see the environment through their nose. So the more that they interact by smelling and finding treats, the more enriching it is. It actually burns more calories than just walking around, which is an amazing thing as well.
Wow, so there are lots of options. You just have to think ahead. If you have a teenager like I do, let the teenager and the dog play, and boy, your problem solved, right? Dr. Fishman, thank you so much for joining us this morning with some alternatives because it's going to get even hotter here in Sacramento. We appreciate it.
Yes, thank you, Richard.